And good evening, Trojan fans, and welcome out to Walk-Ons on a Thursday night. It is the Week 9 edition of the Thomas Bachman Show. We are here on Senior Night Eve as well. Rolling through a tremendous season. Trojans sit at 7-1 on the year, and a lot to talk about, a lot to get into tonight. And we are here. Of course, I am Doug Gann with 446 Sports. On my right, way down there is Nick Magnano, and we bring you the broadcast on there. And of course, here in the center is head coach Thomas Bachman, who joins us. And Coach, man, welcome.
Glad to be here. Always look forward to it.
Look, no squealing, no chipmunks, no any of that. It's a great start.
It's a good start.
Look, that's right. So, Coach, let's jump right into that game last week at Ruston. And it was one of those, it was a tale of about 7 or 8 minutes and then the rest of the game. And it was, man, looked like a fast start for Ruston on there. But we've talked and used this word and thrown this word around a lot, but it rings true, resiliency, and the guys fought. So let's talk about a little bit of that start and then what went into the comeback.
Yeah. I mean, we get a negative play on first down and then give up power for 10 yards to put them, third and short. They convert it with a little fullback dive, and then they house one for 69 yards, 70 yards to take a 7-0 lead. You know, we just misfit it. There's a lot going on. A lot of people playing good football on that play, but when you misfit it with one, we had some personnel things that we eventually flipped later. Coach Merson, Coach Russo, Coach OJ, those guys recognized it immediately of, where we went wrong. But yeah, we're down 7-0, 4 plays into the game, not where you want to be. Get the ball, go 13 plays, all runs, 66 yards. Didn't want to come away with no points after that drive. Of course, when you got somebody like Eli, you don't hesitate to put him out there. And so I thought the points were important. And, we get points. So now it's 7-3. He bombs one in the end zone. And we force a 3 and out. Jackson comes in on third down. We made
a comment on there when he does hit that one in there. Well, there's the first one. Like, we're expecting many more. Right. Many more kickoffs, but many more touchbacks as well, and he didn't disappoint.
No, he does not. Saw a lot of moments that before tonight's over, if we were to go back through the entire game, we could point to where he played an important role. But we get the 3 and out, and then we go 3 and out. We get the stuff. We got an opportunity to go get the lead, go get some points, go grab, get the lead, try and grab control of the game, go 3 and out, screen on first down, negative play run on second down, third and long's hard against really good defenses, and we end up, punting back to them, and they get a little bit of a short field. We get a pass interference call on Griff, matched up with the big number 6.
Ahmad.
I like the fact that he's out there competing. That's Griff. Griff actually, made hey, you going over here, I'm going out here. He's got some freedom with some of the stuff that he does. But number 1 runs a great route there on that little glance, and they hit us on a post. So now they're up 14-3. Kickoff to us. We fumble the kickoff. We recover it, but then it was an incomplete pass, but we fumble the screen.
Nick was never more happy to hear about that because that was his take on it from the press box as well.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing about that is, what we control is the catching and securing of the play. So, I mean, not something that, spent a whole lot of time arguing or, hey, it's an incomplete pass. I mean, they made a decision, and, that's what it is, and we got to go play. And, of course, I think that was the last play of the first quarter, so it is 14-3, and they go get,
it's 21-3 quick in that one.
They go
score.
That's right. Yep, they go score off of that turnover on that short field. I think the drive started on the 18-yard line. So before you know it, it's like, man, we're down 21-3, and it feels like we just started playing football. And, to the kids' credit, we put a drive together and went and got a touchdown hitting Griff on that little wheel out of the backfield off of, a little play action, sprint away, throwing back to it. We've hit it many times through the years.
It was at that point Nick and I started talking about, boy, this would be great at 21-10 at that point. If we can go down here, because we get the ball to start the second half. They started out and wanted to take the ball. We can get some sort of points down here, make it 21-13, 21-17, something like that prior to the half, knowing that we get the football coming out of the second half. Boy, that's going to be great. And then things kind of took over from there.
Yeah, very much so. No, it was an exciting night, and then after that play, and then to see them come out and try to throw the ball, you know. And,
yep.
and
Well, we went up. We were down 21-10, and we actually, you know, punt or kick off to them, and we get a stop, and we get the ball back, and then we do nothing. We go 3 and out right away. Right.
That's right.
And that's where, you know, you talk about the field goals, you talk about the kickoffs, but Eli flips the field with that punt. And Harris runs down there and tackles the punt returner immediately. So now they're starting to drive kind of backed up, and we were able to get a stop on that and get the good field position. You know, talking to the kids right now, just zones of the field and where you are. If they back us up all the way, you know, I mean, there's different sequencing to play calls depending on zones of the field, but. You know, we run toss there on first down, and then we dial up a shot play, and Alex just makes an incredible diving catch there. I want to say it was like a minute 11.
It was. Yes, there was a minute 11 left, and we were down 21-10 when they connect with that one and that diving catch. And this is not even halftime, and we're saying we've got our Southern Air cool play of the game right there. That was such an amazing catch. But wait, there's more.
So another kickoff, and you know, we had 2 timeouts at that point. All right, what's there? Knowing that we get the ball coming out of half, I can remember, you know, Coach Mercer and I kind of talking on the headsets of, you know, what are we looking at here? You know, are they just going to run it, take the 21-17 lead into halftime? You know,
we thought that's what would probably happen.
And they take the shot, and they've got us. It's a great little concept, you know, a little short motion, you know, playing quarters, and, you know, they're trying to run dig post, and, you know, that's a quarters beater, and we're beat, but Harris never gives up and rallies, makes that one-handed pick, and not only does he settle there, he turns, and next thing you know, we're set up right on the edge of the red zone.
Let's just stop there real quick and talk about that, because just to say that it's an INT does it just a grave injustice. He goes up one-handed, coming around at his back to go up and get that one, and turns and runs, and everybody's full. I thought he had a chance to get in the end zone on itself. So we talked to Raymond after the game as well. Just as humble as a great guy. Thanks his teammates and thanks God first. Says, don't show my socks, because he didn't have his shoe. So we stayed up chest high. But this was a young man that I asked him, I said, so when did you find out you were starting? He's like, yesterday. So, I mean, just so prepared.
Yeah, it's been a fun, you know, year and a half with him to watch him. You know, as a freshman, thought you had a good player.
Right.
Don't know that, you know, that he's like, that we've got the next great thing. You know, was a good player, quiet kid, worked hard. But, man, that all season come. And just when you start showing up every single day and just stacking those days, you know, had a great summer. You know, has played for us, you know, on and off throughout the year. Every JV game, he's making a big play, an interception. You know, they run sail on him. In week 1, he picks that ball off late in the Westfield game. Just has made so many big plays. We talked about in last Thursday night, talked about the JV game, running it down and punching it out at the, you know, just got a knack for making the big play. But, you know, the hard work behind the scenes and what he's done. I mean, it's to say that it's shocking. It's kind of like, oh, there goes Harris doing what Harris does. You know, hustle plays. And no, it was after he made that interception on Friday night and returned it. You know, in my mind, I can just still see it. One, I got to step out of the way. You know, my mind is immediately, all right, we got 2 timeouts. We got 15 seconds. What's the sequencing of calls? All right, what are we going to attempt here? What are we going to do? Looking at the sideline, I feel like I don't know, we had just short of 90 kids in uniform the other night. I think all 90 kids were right there. Just you know, if I could bottle that and sell it.
Did you see on our clip of it that we have, and we're getting used to this too, but when that catch is made, the entire sideline is just going up and down, going crazy. They all, from one end of it to the next, from one man to the next, every one of them is zoned into the game and knows what's going on.
When you put a lot into it, you're heavily invested into something, the emotion comes out. That's what you see. Those big plays, we clip them up and we go back and we show the kids just going back through the years, all the way back into the teens of, big plays and the reaction on the sideline, the energy, and how contagious that is. There's only so many kids that are going to step between the white lines and play, but everybody's got a role, man. You can have a positive impact on our team with the energy and the level of focus. You can encourage a teammate. Like, there's so many things that you can do. Yes, you see that electricity. Thinking back to that, I still think Donahoe, Coach Donahoe, a lot of these things that go on, his name, I mean, he designs a lot of these things.
Yes.
He's hey, we got this, hey, he comes buzzing down. He's like, hey, do you want to shoot it? Do you want to use it now? Do you want to use it now? Do you want to do it now?
Right.
I said to him, what? Because I'm thinking, of course, the thing where we sprint out and throw back to Kaysen. It's very similar to what we had hit to Grayson, a couple of weeks prior to West Monroe. It's just, new personnel groupings, new presentations.
And some of the coaching circle would have been conservative there and just tried to get that field goal.
2 timeouts.
But yeah.
The ball was on the 21, 22-yard line. If I'm not, you're well in, Eli can make that in his sleep. Yeah.
I'm not saying which coach would have ran the ball, tried to.
Yeah, no, it was fixing to be a couple shots into the end zone, because now you're going into halftime with the lead.
Yeah, we double Belichicking them is what we're doing. Yeah,
that's a totally different situation, and of course, I guess touchdown to Alex, diving catch, couple of plays, kickoff. Right.
The big
one play run, second play interception.
Yeah.
Next play, Kaysen sprint out, throw back to him, touchdown. So, now you're up 24-21 going into half. Getting the ball coming out of half there's a lot of momentum there, and so really proud. It swung in a hurry. It's why you just continue to play. It's why you just continue to compete. We've been doing this a long time together. You've seen our kids do that through the years, up, down, whatever the situation may be. Just continue to compete, find yourself back in it in 2020. We're down 14 and we're down 7 and they go score. Everybody thinks the game's over and we go score, get an onside kick, and we're right back in that thing. So
that's right.
That's I never sensed a panic. There was some. I was not very happy during that 21
but that's correct.
It got a little intense down there.
But you go in at halftime, and you could tell the way you came out with this first drive. It wasn't a let's go out there and get a shot and do. It was let's go impose our will and capitalize on this and extend it now.
Yeah, had an opportunity. We shoot ourselves in the foot with a penalty. There when we're right on the edge of the goal line, probably 10, 12-yard line, put ourselves behind the chains, really have a chance. Alex runs a really nice corner route. Carson puts it almost about perfect. He doesn't leave it inside. We want him running away. There on third down, chance to go up 31-21. We're so close to executing that beautifully, just like you want to. But settle for the field goal. We're up 27-21 at this point, and that's like, okay, guys, let's go play defense.
Yeah. And look, that's such a statement. Settle for a field goal, because that shows just how comfortable and how much of a weapon one is on there. Because a lot of teams are out there like, are we gonna? This is, but you just trot him out there, and he does his job like he's supposed to do.
Yep. You're inside the 25. We feel, completely comfortable. Situations, hash. There's a lot of things that factor into it when you get further and further away. But he certainly has the leg for anything 50 and in. He's got more of a leg. If so many of the longer field goals, the other things become a factor.
Right.
Snap, hold, time, protection, lift. There's a couple more factors the further you get out. But anything inside of 40, that's not very challenging. As far as his leg strength, now we got to be on time and rhythm. I guess we missed his only miss of the year is a 46, 47 yarder.
That was one that went short by yardage. Yeah.
But he also, I think we don't get it down smooth, so his rhythm of his approach gets thrown off a little bit now. So he's just trying to power through, and there's other things that become a factor when you get distance. But no, I don't remember what it was. What was it? What was that field goal? Y'all have to remind me there to open the second half.
I don't know.
I want to say we're on 13.
It was
17-yard line kicking from.
Because it ended up a 24-yarder, didn't it?
Second half field goal was.
Well, I think I'm losing my.
There it is, 30-yard field goal.
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
30-yard.
That's about right.
So in 17 yards of it is the extra, yeah, so 13-yard line.
But then we go get the stop and we go stick it in.
Yeah.
To take a 34-21 lead, and that was important to put a little bit of distance now.
And you guys continued. I mean, you putting up in the 40s. We saw a graphic out on it to the kind of points that you're scoring, and it just. Man, it's long drives, and it's something you'd expect where you're having to throw the ball around a lot and do it. You're not doing it. You're just efficient. What do you score? Eight possessions out of 11?
Got points on 8 of 11
Yeah,
possessions.
so
those early possessions, is where we had some hiccups offensively, and then it's where they scored most of their points.
Right.
Were early possessions, and once we settled
well,
in,
21 of them were in the
Right. Once we settled in, really proud, and I remember going over the TVs and. There were some challenging words, of if you're going to be this group, now's the time to be it. Not really interested in what you do against some of these other people. Like, these are the games.
gut check time right here is what this is.
Yeah, y'all know how it gets. I mean, that's my favorite thing. I always tell our coaches all the time, right? These seasons are long.
Yeah.
Some of these days are hard. I ask them all the time, when we've ever challenged the kids through our time, we've ever held them to a standard, when have they not responded to a challenge and met the standard? So it's on us to make sure we're challenging and make sure we're holding the standard, because I do believe our kids really want to meet it. And, I thought they did the other night. A little disappointed we gave up that one when we were up 34-21.
Right.
It'd been nice to get a stop and go score again and really put some distance, but that's easier said than done against these really good football teams and really good football programs. And for us and our staff, there's nobody that we have more respect for than Coach Ball and Rustin. Just from playing all these years, we get to see up close and personal the job that they do. I mean, this is sincere as I can. Like, they do a phenomenal job, and it's a game that we look forward to because we know we are fixing to be challenged in a lot of ways, from personnel to scheme to in-game adjustments. It's just one that it should bring out your best.
And you can remember plays that happened, and Nick and I were talking, and you can all of it. And that's just what good football is.
That's kind of what 2-5A is. That's what this league is. It's there's a lot of good ball played across our state. It's not a whole lot better that, on any given Friday night, a lot of teams in our state have a chance to play some of the best ball. And, so.
Final thoughts on this game, Nick, before we put it to bed?
Yeah, 68 total plays, Coach, 57 rushing attempts.
We had said 75 was, all right, we, our highest, I think, was 50. In the low 50s was the highest amount of plays we ran offensively over a four-quarter ball game, right? We ran 52 against West Monroe. I think we ran, or maybe it was 54, ran 51 against Esther. We have not had many offensive plays, and we're like, all right, man, for us to get where we're at 75 was what we need to run 75 plays. It means we're converting third downs.
Right, that's right.
We're putting drives together, so we got close to it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, and 57 of them were rushing attempts. I mean, that's 2-5A Northeast.
Yeah.
Northeast football.
Yeah, but the difference is you look at that, but Carson throws 4 touchdowns.
That's right. That's true.
When you got a kid like that, you got all the confidence in the world. We're not throwing it because we don't have confidence in him.
Right.
We're trying to play winning football.
Yes.
Right? Not statistical. I love for these kids to have big nights. Like, there's nothing more that you want than for them to have their statistical dreams. You
Yep.
do, but they have all bought into what is winning football. I mean,
I think the stat that jumps out at everybody that they're all content with is 7-1,
Yeah.
and they're okay with that. I know you want. I know what you're saying, but
minus the one, I'm pretty sure.
I understand. Yes, but that's
no,
a good one. It's a good one to have.
Winning football and you know, the operating of all the things is a whole lot that sometimes doesn't show up on the stat sheet. Very proud of Kaysen. It was great to see Noble back out there, that 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, Noble, it totally caught me off guard. You know, he got cleared on Thursday and was like, he just had surgery a couple of weeks ago. They're not going to.
And lo and behold,
I thought it made a difference in the game. Of course, you know, Kaysen with his, but when you can roll 2 people and you can stay fresh, it makes a tremendous difference. And, you know, here we go. We're fixing to be into another one here in less than 24 hours.
we'll talk about that one in a minute. We're going to pass on our commercial break right now because we're only about 10 minutes late for our first break of the night. But it's okay. We're going to roll through that one. And let's jump in and just put this game to rest here. We're going to, each week we talk about our Southern Air cool play of the game.
I never let you get to that. I'm sorry.
You never let me get to that, but it's okay. I'm supposed to do that in the second segment, but we didn't have a second segment, so here we are. Our Express Pros lineman of the week, and then, of course, Sabine State Bank helps us award our player of the game ball in there. So let's jump into our Express Pros lineman of the week. And, Nick, this was something that jumped out at both of us, I think, right away as we were looking downfield blocking, point of attack blocking. What are some of the things also before we name this blocker that stood out to you?
Yeah, sophomore who's just done really well. And, I mean, not only did he have the key block at the goal line on Kaysen's on a throwback, but he also had a fumble recovery that Doug pointed out, you know, and just, I mean, has just elevated his game every week. And our Express Pros.
Yes,
lineman.
congratulations to our Express Pros lineman of the week. It is Carter Rivette.
Very deserving, yeah. He's out there.
He's somewhere out there. Yeah, he's somewhere. Congratulations to Carter being this week's Express Pros lineman of the week and just everywhere that he needed to be.
Another one of those sophomores.
Look, it absolutely is. So congratulations to him. We'll jump into our Southern Air cool play of the game, and we alluded to it a little bit earlier, Coach. Alex Fontenot over the top is diving. Wait a minute, that's not the Express Pro. It was at that moment. It was our Southern Air cool play of the game. We said, let's put it this. Yes, that kind of a diving catch, and then a couple of plays later.
Yep, Harris made an incredible play.
Goes over it, and this young man didn't find out until Thursday. I don't know if it was just a little bit before the show. Hey, Jayton's not going to go. You're starting on here. Yes, sir. And he jumps right into it.
Yep, got belief in himself. Competitor. It's what you want.
Look, Nick and I were like, there's no way anything outdoes this diving catch from Fontenot. And
it's a dynamic player
Yes, it
that
is.
we're making.
Yes, it
you
is.
let him get out in the open and start to open up and use his speed. It's like, you don't know. So the ability to get down there and kind of get it down before they had a chance to get started was a huge play.
if you're calling the other side of it, the punt returner just needed to make a man miss, and he's got a big return, but he doesn't. And Raymond is there.
play.
And Coach, and I know you talk to him every day. His heart, his character, his team before self image is so strong.
Yeah, no, he's incredible. He doesn't say a whole lot. Quiet confidence. Those are some of your favorite ones.
That's exactly right. Indeed it is. So we'll jump over to our Sabine State Bank player of the game. And again, it is hard to pass on the work that Carson Sellers have been doing. 4 touchdowns on the night. But then you throw in Kaysen Williams at another big night. I think he, 30 carry? How many did he have? How many?
35.
35 rushes. And we talked about the week before when he had 27, or 2 weeks ago when he had 27. Man, if Noble was back, he would take some, and he could each run for about 20.
36 for 219.
And so that jumps out at you as, man, there you go. But wait a minute. There's still a little bit more in this because the defensive side was just making things happen. But, Coach, when we talked about it, what jumped out at us was the game inside the game. the work that's done on special teams, and we're so close to giving it away, and I mean, we have to do it, but the 3 field goals that were made, the big punt that really changed the projection, touchback after touchback after touchback on there, it was a no-doubter to us, I believe, and we'll talk about it in just a
3 on field goals.
3. Yeah, our Sabine State Bank player of the game for Week 8 is Eli Fung. So congratulations, Eli. We'll get Eli up and visit with him in just a minute and get that football to him. But what a weapon.
What a weapon.
Look, it just, I don't know what my favorite part of his game is. No, I do. I like the field goals. I like the punting. I like the touchbacks. But the fact that I've got his timing down with him and know when to come in the commercial break, sets the ball down, hops 3 times, walks back 11 yards. I was like, okay, I don't have to come back from commercial break until he hops and then walks back. Then I know that it's time to come back. But Coach, I know Nick, as an old soccer guy, as a soccer guy, not an old soccer guy.
I'm there.
Our football player of the game comes in wearing a Ash soccer shirt, doesn't he? So.
Soccer programs produced a lot of great kickers for us.
Yes,
I'm all
it did.
about that soccer.
That's right. Keep it going. Nick told us.
Channing didn't miss last year.
Yep.
You know, and
Channing, Abel.
Look, you go
It's been
back and
good
back.
to us.
Caden was before,
Caden,
but
yes.
he said you spend your whole time teaching these guys to kick it low, and then you get to football and you got to kick it high.
Yeah, that's a fact. But that's the good thing about it because these guys they work on both the crafts this year. These days, where we didn't work on it. Whenever we kicked the football, we started mid-August, and that was it. We didn't kick anything else after. A little bit during the spring, but these guys, like I said, they get to do a little bit of everything all year, and he's an athlete, coach. I coached his dad, and at
One of
LCU.
the best athletes on the team.
Yeah, and he was probably the best soccer player we had. One of the best soccer players I've ever coached in 25 years, and Eli's that type of athlete.
Let's take a quick, one last little story, then we're going to take a break, and I think we're going to get to talk to Eli. We'll visit with him in just a minute, but we're in the stands at the Manny game, okay? First kickoff or second, whatever kickoff it is, here comes the guy going out of bounds, and he got one man to beat, and that's Eli. And Eli's making a beeline for him, and the guy dives out because he didn't want none of the smoke, is what it looked like to me. And that's the story we're going to go with. And Mom and Dad are one seat over from us over there, and Mom's shading her eyes. And then the next one comes, and here he comes the return man again. And this time Eli does go in there and get him. And I'm going to tell you, I thought they both about fell out of their seat on there watching it. They said, look, kick the touchback. Don't do this.
I'm with Mom and Dad.
Yeah, I think we laugh about it, especially Doug, but Coach is probably not happy that the kicker's having to make a tackle.
100%. And the ones that they did get returns, I thought those guys, that play Sykes makes,
Yes.
Yes.
Clip getting his feet right there was incredible, and the getting up and the emotion and the way he's been awesome. We talked about Sykes last week. Simon Jackson's down there. Clayton Doyle on the opening kickoff is running down, not taking things for granted. It's a lot of positive to see some of them coming in.
We're going to take our first break of the evening at 7:28. Goodness gracious, big shout out to the Sadlers. Don't see them in here tonight, but they are the title sponsor to what we do here at Walk-Ons. Big shout out to Chris and the guys at Walk-Ons that have been a part of this for, I think, year 6 now, and delighted for that. When we come back, we'll visit with Eli in just a minute. We'll award the Sabine State Bank Player of the Game, Coach, and we'll just get into talking to folks, and we'll talk a little Washita in that last segment of then. So don't go anywhere, Coach. Get to walk around and visit with some folks and eat some food, and some of their food, because he's already had his. Lemon butter chicken night tonight is the case. We'll be back right after this. You're watching the Thomas Bachman Show live on 446 Sports.
Yeah, so what happened out there tonight?
We struck out at home with leftovers, then we remembered walk-ons.
What effect did the situation have?
Spirit soared. Nick took on a burger. Jen obliterated her ribeye po' boy. And speaking of spirits, Laura even scored a real tasty cocktail. She needed that.
Any lessons learned today?
Yeah. Head straight to walk-ons.
Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Walk-ons for the win.
When it comes to celebrating big moments, BK Distributors has you covered. From eye-catching fathead decals and senior banners, to custom cutouts that bring your favorite faces to life, we help make memories larger than life. Cheer loud and proud with hand fans and personalized signs, or honor achievements with awards and trophies that shine just as bright as the people who earn them. Whether it's for your school, your team, your business, or your community, BK Distributors delivers quality, creativity, and service you can trust. BK Distributors, where every moment deserves to stand out.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hawk. Learn more about how Farm Bureau insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
Here's an important message for everyone in Central Louisiana experiencing changes in their vision. If you've met this year's Medicare deductible and are experiencing vision changes due to cataracts, then right now is the best and most affordable time to schedule your procedure with the cataract team at Wallace Eye Associates. A new year means a new deductible, so when it's time for cataract surgery, there's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
The wait is over, Sin-Law. DBAT Alexandria Baseball and Softball Academy is almost here. Whether your child is just starting out or aiming for the big leagues, our state-of-the-art training facility and expert lessons are designed to guide them every step of the way. Let's foster growth on and off the field. Sign up to be a founding member today.
And we are back to walk-ons. It is our segment that we talk. It's segment 2, although it's we're halfway home in this one. And we're sitting with our Sabine State Bank Player of the Game from Week 8. It is Eli Fung. And Eli, congratulations, first of all.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the award. So.
Look, it's and you didn't know anything about it, right? They kept the secret?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll take that. So before we jump into that, during the homecoming show, we had representation from the cheer and the band and the dance line.
Yep.
And I think we had your sister on the show.
Yes, sir.
There's a question that came up. I think Nick asked it. I don't know who asked that question.
Nick wasn't there.
Nick wasn't there. Who the better kicker is? Because I mean that's her job is the kicks as well. Yeah. What do you say?
I think I'm the better kicker by far.
By far.
By far. Yeah.
Okay. She said some of the kicks she does, she's more flexible.
I think she's more flexible, but I think I'm a better kicker.
We'll stay in our lane, right?
Yeah.
You kick. Okay,
yeah.
There you go. We'll take that. All right, now let's get into what's been kind of a broken record, man, but it's great, is the touchbacks, field goals. I mean, it just seems like it's second nature to you out there. What do you think is such why is that so easy for you?
I think the big thing is my soccer background. I think that's a huge part of it.
Right.
But I mean, I put a lot of work in kicking, and I think that's also a big thing for it. So.
Look, we came out to practice, I guess it was Tuesday, and practice for the special teams is a little different than it is for the rest of the guys. I mean, you've got to be self-motivated out there at practice because it's just a lot of kicking. I saw you working on some different things out there too. How do you keep motivated to just work on your game when you're practicing all the other stuff's going on?
I think I don't know. I find it fun, so
Right.
like, I don't feel like I have to motivate myself sometimes. Sometimes like Mondays or Tuesdays, like we're sore from lifting, and sometimes it sucks. Like you don't want to go out there and kick, but like you just gotta tell yourself like, hey, it's what you like to do, so just go out there and kick, man. So.
Look, I know Nick, we talked about the soccer background and what a great job soccer guys have come in. That's why I asked Nick to stick around, because I know he's got a background with you on this too. So Nick, what you've seen in transitions from soccer players to football players?
Well, like I said, before the break, I know, you guys get, when I played, we got to kick a football about 2 weeks before the season started. And full disclosure, the first time I kicked one, I hit the center right in the rear end. Because
Have you done that?
Yes, I have.
Have you really?
We're taught
Okay.
we're taught our whole life, and I'm sure your dad and your soccer coaches would keep it down, keep it down,
Yeah.
keep it down. But the thing about it is, I think the thing that's impressed me the most, and this is the hardest part in my opinion in kicking. Everybody thinks punting is easy. Punting to me is the hardest thing, because to get that ball to turn over, okay, to get the extra distance on it, and that seems to be something that you've added this year to your game. Your punt game has really improved a lot.
Yeah, I think I do agree with punting is the hardest. I think
Yeah.
with the drop, that's hard. That's not like that's something you really have to do work on. And I think this offseason, that's what I've probably grown in the most. So yeah, I think punting is the hardest kicking thing.
And I know you're not a goalkeeper. I mean, I was growing up, but the thing about it is, I know you've clowned around and you've punted a soccer ball and you've punted a soccer, and it's a totally different technique. Soccer ball, we go to it this way, we drop it lower and everything. A football punt, it's out here, it's extended, so that has been a big one. Now, question for you about the the hardest part is the footwork. Okay, what was that adjustment? I know you worked with Channing last year. What was that adjustment? Because usually when we take kicks, set pieces in soccer, we usually have a little bit further run up, but whenever on your extra point, on your field goal, how long did that take to get used to making that adjustment?
Yeah, so like going into my freshman year, it was a very big like transition. Like
Yes.
I had to reteach myself some stuff, and I struggled in the beginning. I think for most soccer players, they're going to struggle.
Yes.
For that kind of stuff, and. But now I think it's just a habit, and I know how to separate the two sports now. So I think that's where I'm at now.
Look, that's huge. All right, so I alluded to it a little bit earlier, the Manny game, where you have a couple opportunities in there. Looked like on the first one you just muscled up and scared the dude out of bounds. Is that you flexed on him?
Yeah, I think he just ran out of bounds. I think I was.
You just stick with my story. You just intimidated him, and he saw what was coming.
Yeah, I think I was a little bit taller than him, so maybe that was it. But
the next one, you had to you made some contact with him there too. Look, what's that? I mean, because Pat McAfee is one of those kickers. He looked to go hit somebody too. Coach Bachman was like, look, touchbacks. Touchbacks. You prefer those, or do you want to come up and get a shot on somebody?
I definitely prefer touchbacks, but like I would. That was my first kind of real tackle. I had one last year against West Monroe, but I just pulled him out of bounds. And
I'm just glad soccer doesn't take over at that point where you slide tackle and get them. That's.
But that first tackle kind of like. That was kind of fun. Like I kind of want to do it again. So I hope touchbacks for the rest of the year. But if it happens, I'm ready. Like with the training with Coach Mercer, I did the tackling with Coach Mercer sometimes. So yeah, I think I'm ready.
Look, I think that needs to just be a practice thing, and we'll keep putting it in the end zone and letting those other guys go down and make those, and that'll be just fine. Look, what I think has picked up on your game too is the touchbacks, the sky kicks. You've got every different kick, even an occasional onside kick. You've been able to go out and do so. All facets of it. Yeah. It's not just firing away. How much emphasis and practice does that take?
Onsides, I do about like 20 a week. I do onsides down the middle, to the right, to the left, whatever we do. You know, I do a lot of onside. So.
Look, I'm just waiting. I've seen you soccer guys with that back heel or spin kick, whatever it is. You run up and onside kick one with your back foot, and hadn't worked on that one yet.
I never tried that. I think Coach Bachman and Coach Mercer would like to keep it simple and just get the 10 yards and
that's right.
Get the ball.
And go get the ball.
Yeah.
Well, I'm watching here on TV, and that two-lane kicker just yanked one to the left, and it looked like the laces were facing him whenever he hit it. We can watch replay here in a second, but let's talk about your snapper, Daniel Harrington. Let's talk about, I mean, everybody knows Carson, your holder, and how important and Daniel's not only the deep snapper for the punts, he's also the snapper on the extra points field goals as well. So let's talk about those two.
Yeah, I think Daniel's a very good snapper. He's really consistent. Gets the ball to Carson every time. And then Carson's super fast, gets the ball to the ground. And I never really have laces ever. And in game, I think all my balls have been good. Like, laces been out. So, yeah.
You're still kicking off a tee on the extra points?
No, off the ground.
No, he's been off the ground all year, haven't you? Yeah, and that's one thing that I think goes unnoticed. That's what the guys at the next level are doing too, and you're doing it now here. And I don't know that you could kick off a tee. You wouldn't want to, huh?
No, I think I chose this offseason to go off the ground for my development for college and all that. And I think it is definitely easier to kick off a tee because just messing around in practice, and I've done it, and it's like so much better. Like, it looks so much better. But I think just for my development, I think it's better.
1,000%, I agree. So Eli Fung joins us here, number one on the field, and our number one this week, our Sabine State Bank Player of the Game. Eli Fung, congratulations, my man, and keep hammering that football.
Thank you.
There you go. We'll be right back. When we come back, we'll start to visit with a couple of members of the team. We'll do all of that right after this. You are watching the Thomas Bachman Show, brought to you by Sadler's Towing, right here, live from Walk-Ons.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. As the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right all year round. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $6,000.
Find a dealer near you at LouisianaKubotaDealers.com.
The Rapides School-Based Health Center brings healthcare straight to your child at no cost to you. We provide comprehensive physicals, wellness checks, sick visits, sports physicals, immunizations, behavioral health counseling, and more. Our licensed medical providers, nurses, and social workers are ready to care for your children with no out-of-pocket cost to families or the school board. Our purpose is simple: keep students in school, parents at work, and help students thrive. Sign up today and help keep Rapides healthy.
At Louisiana Athletic Club, we believe in keeping fitness affordable. We're proud to offer the most extensive fitness options in the area, all at an unbeatable price. From group fitness and childcare to heated pool and family-friendly amenities in 2 convenient locations, we've got everything you need to stay fit and active as a family. Join Louisiana Athletic Club today, where quality fitness meets affordable pricing and everyone can thrive. Find your fit at LouisianaAthleticClub.com.
And we are back to Walk-Ons on a Thursday night, Week 9 episode, Senior Night episode. A couple of guys here that are not seniors on there, but we're able to visit with tonight, and probably 2 of the ones that we've enjoyed watching over the last couple of years, because they're just, and I don't mean this any way to say, but it's just unsuspecting. because you guys, your toughness that's out there is incredible. Number 13, Hayden Burford. Number 38, Jackson Townsend joins us on here. And guys, first of all, welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Look, this is a first time on the show for you, huh, Hayden?
Yes, sir, it is.
Look, it seemed like, go back to last year when we first really started calling your name a lot. It seemed like every kickoff, they were kicking away from JT. They were kicking away from everybody, and it found you every time.
Yes, sir.
And it looked like you were like, bring that on, dude.
Oh, yeah. I loved it.
Look, what's your mindset out there when you see them kicking away from those guys and it's coming to you? Because you're not just fair catching it.
No, I want to make a play. I love the ball coming to me.
Look, and it's continued over this year. Moved to wide receiver and got some time out there, too. So what do you think your development has been from last year to this year?
I think it's been a big development. I think I've improved in a lot of ways, and I've needed that to get to this receiver spot and the starting spot. And I think it's a big change from just kickoff last year. Now it's a really bigger role this year.
Absolutely, it definitely is one that was well earned. And Jackson Townsend joins us. Jackson, man, it seems like you've been making plays for years. And one of the things that jumps out at us all the time that we talk about is they just can't believe you ought to be no more than a freshman with the age that's on there. Certainly one of the younger players. But, man, you don't play like that at all.
Yeah, Coach B likes to joke around and talk about suing the LHSA for more eligibility and stuff. But yeah, it's been fun. Starting last year was definitely great. The season was great. And yeah, just going to continue to keep trying making plays, keep winning.
You have such a knack for finding the football on a play. I go back 3 or 4 years to Jermaine McNeil. It was a linebacker here. And it seemed like he could find the football. And you do that. What is it about the way you read these keys, the film? What is it that's doing it?
Yeah, I think I just see blocks very well, see holes really well, and just fit up really good.
Look, that's one of the things that when we talk to Coach Murphy, when we talk to all of these guys that are helping you out defensively, it's just that football IQ, that just the intelligence is what separates things out there.
Yeah, I like to talk about that a lot. You know, I'm not exactly like the strongest or the biggest out there, so being smart and being able to fit it up correctly is definitely very helpful.
Look, playing alongside of some of the guys on that defense, you know, one of the pictures that we got at the first of the season was you and X standing by each other, and you guys were calling yourselves salt and pepper.
Yes, sir.
And what is, I mean, you don't have to go out and be the man. Do you think that allows you? Because you're surrounded by a lot of dudes as well.
Yeah, me and X, I think we have a pretty special bond, and all the guys on the defense. We call it their salt and pepper. You know, Coach Mercer came up with that, and I think it like he's down in the game, or I'm.
That's
down
from
in the
his
game.
hair and his beard. That's where that salt and pepper comes from.
Yeah, we pick each other up very well.
See,
I get it. Pick each other up. Like if I noticed if we were a little down during a game, you know, I can pick him up and he'd start playing really hard and keep making more tackles. So it's really great.
Look, that strikes me as odd that anybody has to pick him up and motivate him, because his motor's never stopping. But it seems to be the entire team. If it's offensively, it's on kickoffs, it's kick returns, or whatever it is, everybody is picking each. If anybody's down a little bit, then somebody's there to pick them up.
Definitely. I think just things we go through, we train in such a hard way, and that we've just been bonded all throughout the year, and that shows, and we look after each other.
Look, you bring up a good point of how practices are so tough. We're out there Tuesday, and I've been to a lot of practices around the state. There's not a physicality like you guys are having. I stepped down and watched the pods for a little while. Them dudes are getting after it
every day.
Look, it's crazy. What's your favorite part of practice?
I'd say the team part, where it's just 11 on 11. It's like game situation, just going against each other, just making each other better. It's my favorite part.
Jackson, what about you?
Either team or inside. You know, it's really intense.
What an inside is tough.
Oh yeah.
But isn't that? I mean, that's what's got you guys to where you're at, because a lot of teams that we see late in the season, a practice that I went and seen, they're not getting as physical as you guys are on there. And look, normally in week 8, 9, and 10, you're resting a little bit. You guys don't do that a bit.
No, it's what makes us great. Coach B always stays on us about being physical, and that's the most important part of football. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you're not going out there and playing hard, it doesn't matter.
Look, I love it. Let's go back to last season just for a minute, and I couldn't get you out of here without this question. You make that interception. All right, you know where I'm going, don't you? Right out there in midfield, and you just spike that thing, and Nick's going, he's like, oh, no. And what's going through your mind right there? And for what it's worth, I loved it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't know it was a penalty. Obviously, wouldn't have done it if I knew it was a penalty.
Right.
Obviously, grew up watching a lot of, Gronk and all them, and it was what I could think of in the moment. And, I was excited I did it, and I don't regret it,
Thankfully, it was at a great part in the game, and look, I think anybody that's around there is going like, yeah, that's right. That was good stuff. But it's you guys like you. It's ones that are putting in the work and playing above expectations on there that I think is what really makes this team gel. And I don't mean that as a slight by any means, but it's just you look at it and just the undersized. I mean, that's it. But you play with the heart, and that's what I think gets lost in all of it. We've seen that. I mean, you catch the ball. Nick's like, go down. No, you're trying to go to the house.
Yes, sir.
You're trying to house the kickoff.
Oh, yeah.
Look, that's great. What is it that just says, you know what, we're going to get up, we're going to buckle the chin strap again, and we're going to go out there and give 110% each day?
I think it's one of the main reasons, just the love we have for each other. Just do it for the guy next to you. We're such a team and so bonded that we want to work so hard for each other, and that's why we do it.
Jackson, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, me and him work out together in the morning, and I can see through him how much passion he has for football, and I think that we share that. And even if we're undersized, if you go play with that passion, you can play up to the size and the speed of the other people in the game.
Look, I'm going to tell you, and we use that loosely because so many times these coaches at other level want to just look at what the stat sheet says on you without looking at the player that you are. And you can't put a measurable on the work that you guys do. And I'm going to tell you what, if we're picking a team, we're starting with you guys, because I know that the effort's going to be there each and every day. So keep up the good work. You're tremendous ambassadors for the school, for the city. And, man, I'll be glad when you're 15. Are you not now? How old are you now?
16.
16 now, so you're driving.
Yes,
there
sir.
you go. Look, very good.
Just turned 16.
Just turned it. Wow. And you're a junior?
Yes, sir.
Unbelievable. That's great. Guys, thank you so much. Tremendous work. We'll let you get out of here. Look, you're welcome anytime that you want to come by here.
Yeah.
Hayden Burford, Jackson Townsend. We'll be back right after this. You're watching the Thomas Bachman Show live from Walk-Ons, brought to you by Sadler's Towing, right here on 446 Sports.
The Rapid School-Based Health Center brings healthcare straight to your child at no cost to you. We provide comprehensive physicals, wellness checks, sick visits, sports physicals, immunizations, behavioral health counseling, and more. Our licensed medical providers, nurses, and social workers are ready to care for your children with no out-of-pocket cost to families or the school board. Our purpose is simple: keep students in school, parents at work, and help students thrive. Sign up today and help keep Rapids healthy.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hawk. Learn more about how Farm Bureau insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
Yeah, so what happened out there?
Situation have.
Spirits soared. Nick took on a burger. Jen obliterated her ribeye po' boy. And speaking of spirits, Lori even scored a real tasty cocktail.
Made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Walk-ons for the win.
When it comes to celebrating big moments, BK Distributors has you covered. From eye-catching fathead decals and senior banners to custom cutouts that bring your favorite faces to life, we help make memories larger than life. Cheer loud and proud with hand fans and personalized signs, or honor achievements with awards and trophies that shine just as bright as the people who earn them. Whether it's for your school, your team, your business, or your community, BK Distributors delivers quality, creativity, and service you can trust. BK Distributors, where every moment deserves to stand out.
And we are back. Final segment-ish of the night. Coach, it was such a pleasure talking to Eli Fung, who is our Sabine State Bank Player of the Game. We were able to talk to Hayden Burford and Jackson Townsend there. And look, kind of spirit that you can tell that they are dudes that love this program.
Yeah, love each other.
Yes.
It's each other that makes the program. And you're absolutely right about that. They love each other. You know, they play hard for each other. You know, it's so much more than football, and, you know, that's what makes it, you know, as you look out, as we've talked many times on Thursday night, you know, as you look out, just the gathering of family and community, and it's a lot of incredible people. We're going to look back one day and say, man, there were a lot of great families that we had assembled. And,
You're absolutely right.
I hope it's for a long time, but I know that right here and right now we got a great group of people assembled, and it's fun to be a part of it, and those three that you just mentioned are certainly, you know, top of that list. Those families are, you know, they're Ash families through and through, and so proud to coach them.
Look, we asked him about the interception from last year when he spikes the ball, and he said, I just didn't know you couldn't do it. He says, I grew up watching Gronk. I said, well, that explains a lot of it then, because he plays with that type of intensity.
Yeah, he's a special one. There's no doubt.
Well, Coach, let's turn our attention to the Lions of Ouachita Parish. They come in and look, throw the record out the window. They've lost a couple that they have led against some of the heavyweights in this division, which everybody in this division is. But Moore had a lead in a couple of the games that they give up. So this is going to be a battle come kickoff.
Yeah, a really experienced senior heavy football team with a lot of speed, a lot of talent. Of course, you know, when you get to week 9 and you've played in our district, you're battle tested. You've been in some really, you know, tough physical 4-quarter football games. That's certainly the case with these guys. You know, so I'm hoping that it's one of those, being Halloween, it makes you a little bit, you know, what's the crowd? We need people to get done with trick or treat or whatever they're doing. We need to fill the stadium up for senior night. These kids deserve it. We've got one of the best home atmospheres that is out there, and you know, I certainly hope that it has an impact on the game, and I know that it will. But I'm really looking forward to that. We need them tomorrow night, playing a really good football team.
Yeah, Coach, and they were very competitive against Neville last week. A couple big plays on special teams actually, you know, got Neville back into the game, so that's definitely something. But I was just very impressed with not only how fast they are, but they've got some good size too.
Yeah,
across the board.
No doubt. You know, I mean, obviously, it's probably the defensive tackle that, you know, leads that charge. I believe he's committed to Texas. Really good player, been a good player for a long time, you know, in this league. Center, moved over from a defensive tackle, big old boy, another D tackle, big old boy. You know, but yeah, as you mentioned, you know, it's a combination of size and speed, you know, and so certainly going to be a challenge, you know, and I do think that our kids, you know, enjoy the challenge, look forward to the challenge, and know what they're up against. You know what we have to do, and the things that, you know, the plays that we have to do, what's required to win these type of ball games. And so we're almost at the point. We still got a little bit tomorrow morning, and, you know, a little bit of prep, but we're almost at the point where it's time to just go do it.
You know, I do want to touch on the fact that tomorrow night is senior night, and you know, you have some pretty pretty dynamic dudes that are going to, I think, 16 seniors this season. Let's talk on that just a little bit.
Yeah, it's been a great group. You know, I tell every group every year, look around, you know. Not everybody will be here come senior night. It's not because we don't want you to be here. It's just, you know, life takes you in different directions. You know, sometimes you, like, you know, this is not what I want to commit my time to because it is a big commitment. But these 16 have stuck it through, and, you know, they're going to walk across. You know, told them today, told last year's group. I mean, while you want to make a big deal about senior night, I don't want to make a big deal about senior night.
Right.
This is not it's not like it's their final game.
That's correct.
I mean, it's just hey, we're honoring y'all.
That's right.
We're fixing to, you know, we're planning on playing a whole lot more football before the season's over. So it's kind of an opportunity to hit pause, honor them, you know.
And get back to work.
But, yeah, you know, we've not made a big deal, you know, about it. You know, there will come time, you know, to certainly do that. But no, I mean, there's a lot of guys that have played a lot of football for us, been a part of you know, a lot of great memories, a lot of winning, and have paid a price to do it. And very appreciative of them, appreciate the tone that they've set, you know, the relationships that have been built over time. And really, ultimately, the relationships that will last far beyond, you know, just this football season.
Look, a little bit of housekeeping, too, is that the players will be honored prior to the game, and that's, you said, around 6:35? 6:35. Yep. And we will go on the air maybe a few minutes earlier just to get it there. Normally, we go on the air at 6:30, but we will cover it in its entirety, without a doubt. And then the support, the cheer and dance and those groups will be out there at halftime, and we'll cover that as well. So it's a special time, but it's not an end. It's not near an end to the season. There is a lot of football to go.
A lot of football left to be played, you know. The next one's always the biggest one, so we've got a big one tomorrow night. Great to be back at home.
Look, absolutely it is.
Yeah, Coach, just looking forward to it. Like I said, a big night tomorrow night. I would like to bring up the Harrington family.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Coach Harrington passed away last week, and I know Raj and Carla has been very, you know, special to us as far as helping us organize stuff. I know what they do for you all.
Yeah, it's hard to even begin to describe that. You know, riding with Roger every week, and you know the conversations that we've had an opportunity to have when you spend that much time, you know, is really, you know, become just a friend and somebody. You know, when you spend a lot of time with people, you get an opportunity to get to know their heart, what they're really about, and just as genuine of a man. You know, I tell him all the time. I try to. I know I think it all the time. I've tried to tell him just how much I admire and respect, you know, who he is as a husband and a father and you know, a guy on our team. And yeah, the stories, you know, when he gets to telling stories about his dad and you know, him being the son of a coach. I mean, I can vividly picture that because that was the life I grew up in, and you know how fondly he spoke of, you know, his dad. You can tell how much he loved him and how much he meant. And, yeah, so, you know, to honor a coach, certainly, but to honor that family, there's no words that, you know, we'll be able to say that'll do justice to, you know, how much we all think of them and appreciate them. Right. And gone but never forgotten.
Right.
Look, it's one of those times that if anybody ever asks about why we do what it is that we do. And this is nothing to do with what we do, but I do know that Roger sent me a text, and he shared with me that he said, Doug, you know, my father passed away. And that was enough to shake it up then. But he sends me one of the final texts that they had exchanged. And it was, man, they gave us another shout out on the air. So glad. He said, send me the clip of the interception. And it's that bond that just brings folks together. But to know that we were a little part of him being able to watch the grandkids play.
Yep.
And to be a small part of that family. And I say that to the Harrington family, that thank you for what you've done in my life, without a doubt, just being supportive of what we do. So That's. So, guys, it's been a tremendous show.
Yep. Love them very much. Very appreciative that, that relationship's going to last forever.
Yep, absolutely will. And one thing that won't last forever is the show tonight. We're going to wrap this up. Nick is not telling me, Coach, what he's going to come dressed as tomorrow for Halloween. Oh. He's keeping that secret on there, so we'll have photos of that. Nick, do you have it figured out yet?
Let me tell you what, I am a creature of habit, so whatever I've been wearing every Friday, I'm going to be wearing it tomorrow night.
There you go. Guys, don't forget, as always, we implore you, don't watch our broadcast. Get your tails out there to the stadium. Get out there early. Parking's going to be what parking is. Ouachita will bring a great crowd down, and so make sure that you're out here for all of that. Kickoff will be at 7 o'clock. You can go back and watch this one when it's over with. It'll be up just as soon as that game is over. But congratulations to our Express Pros Lineman of the Week, Carter Rivette. Our cool play of the game was the Raymond Harris interception. I call him Robert and Raymond about as many times during that game, and I don't know why, but it just happens.
Maybe you remember our boy Robert Bennett.
Robert, yes. Look, I'm telling you, 17, it's still the same number, 17, right?
Robert was 7.
Oh, well, it was close. Had a 7 in it, didn't it?
Close.
There you go. Well, anyway, that was pre-Nick. So, yeah, he was a good one. One of the best lockdown corners that have come through here in a long time, without a doubt. And, of course, our Sabine State Bank player of the game, none other than junior place kicker Eli Fung. So, congratulations to Eli. That's going to wrap it up for us tonight, Coach. Looking for a big one tomorrow night against the Ouachita Lions. As always, thank you for opening up your family and your team to us on Thursdays and Fridays and every night.
Love it.
There you go. From my man, Nick Magnano, head coach Thomas Bachman, I am Doug Gann. God bless you all, and good night.